So if you think that's, beneficial for a person that's dying of cancer, I have to give them the truth and let them come up with the conclusion.
And it's going to take courage to do that. And it may even come to a point where you might have to take a chance of putting your job on the line. This is what we need more people to step up and do. And, the more people who do that, the faster things are going to change. Patty, I want to thank you for your courage and thank you for your call. Great points and insights. Let's go to another caller. Let's hear from Rob in Ecuador. Rob, you're live on What on Earth is Happening. Welcome.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Hi, Rob. Welcome.
So down here in Ecuador, I've been showing your natural law presentation over several weeks to a group of people.
Great.
Bit of a statement here before a couple of questions I've got. It seems your method of teaching does nothing to overcome the cognitive dissonance that listeners may experience as a result of considering what you're teaching, and you make no apology for that, I know. Further, I think it might be fair to describe your approach as going for the low-hanging fruit, and I think I've heard you say words to the effect of, your style is your style. Maybe others can do the babysitting. And listening to various of your podcasts and so on, it seems that it's almost.
Did we lose you? Rob, if you're still there?
Yeah, hi.
There he is. Okay. Continue.
Sorry. It's a VoIP connection from South America. I was just going on there. Maybe it's even a disservice to try and wake people who don't want to be
Absolutely
woken.
Not. I have to 100% completely disagree. That is what we are here to do. See, the New Age movement has people convinced of this. Absolutely convinced that is the correct way to go about doing things. That's what's gotten us here, my friend. That's why we're in a situation of slavery. That's the very reason. Because people said, well, it doesn't make a difference to me what he thinks, what she thinks, what they think. They're entitled to their own opinion. Doesn't make a damn bit of difference whether that opinion has anything to do with truth or morality. And who am I to say something to them? That's the exact reason we're enslaved. The exact reason. Think about that. The New Age movement wants to convince people that that's the proper approach to take in this world. Just let it go. Let it be what it is. Don't exercise your will. What happens? See, let me explain something. And Rob, I thank you for your call. Okay? I want to explain something to folks regarding this point of view and how dangerous it is. Okay? There are two forces at work in the universe. This ideology, which is what it is, comes forward from not understanding the truth about the occult. Someone who takes this approach does not understand the occult at all. At all. There are two forces at work in the universe. There is an entropic force that breaks things down and prevents ordering and makes things further and further chaotic, and when it comes to the will, enslaves it. In the scientific terminology, this force is known as entropy. In the occult terminology, this force is known as involution. The force of involution, which means to tighten up inward, to curl inside. Not to unfurl and to allow to unfold and flower, but to ball up and suppress. Okay? That means you're not using the will to order things. That means you're not using the will to choose the difference between right and wrong and speak that to others. That means you're not controlling yourself and taking control over your voice, which is what ultimately orders the mind and by extension orders the universe. The universe is spoken into existence. And there are too few people who are ordering it. Therein lies the problem. Thank you, Rob, for your call, because you just explained to all the listeners the fundamental problem of our world. That is the fundamental overarching problem of the human condition. We want to allow that force of involution to just go. Don't exert the will, because that is the hardest thing to do. See, it all comes back to will, folks. Free will. The gift of the Creator. What are we doing with it? And that is what I am desperately attempting to assist people with, if only they will hear the message. This isn't going to happen on its own. This is what religion wants to tell people, is how the way the world works. We are the ones who are in control of this process. We do it, or it doesn't get done. People have to start to understand what the great work really is, and they still don't get it. As I was saying before the break, there are two forces in nature. Involution is the force, the entropic force in nature that breaks everything down, prevents ordering within systems, and creates chaos. And this has been called the satanic force in the occult world as well. Then there is the ordering principle. This is the force of evolution. It is the ordering principle in nature. And when we stand in that force and align ourselves with what is, with the truth, with morality, then that force of evolution creates for us more and more freedom. That is the essential law of attraction in operation throughout the entire universe. And it's what every occult school of wisdom has attempted desperately to teach the people of this planet. And it's what every dark occult mystery tradition has attempted to prevent the people of Earth from understanding. Because that's how you keep them enslaved. And it is an act of will that will order things and that will create freedom for human beings. It is not a process that is in the hands of anybody else. Biological evolution gets us up to a certain point, and then the process is taken over by that little thing called free will. And as I asked before the break, what are we doing with it? Well, you could imagine that most people are just absolutely defecating on it. Okay? Put another colorful expletive in there of your choice. All right? So, look, I'm sorry for the intensity, people. Okay? But the whole point here is there is no time left. We're out of time, folks. In case you don't understand what's going on in the world, you need to open your eyes, look around. If you can't tell the house is on fire, I feel sorry for you. I don't know what to tell you. We need to express this imperative. There's no more time to sweet talk to these people. The great work is waking the dead. If you don't have the willpower to do that, then admit that you're not involved and get off the playing field. That's it. I'm not here to talk to the people who aren't going to do that work. The entire point of this show and all of my work is not to talk to the dead. Why would I? The whole point is to make new teachers who do fully understand these dynamics so that we can cause a chorus of resounding truth throughout the earth. And when we do that, we're going to wake the dead. But not until we understand what that great work is and we start to give our will to the will of creation to do that great work. That's what doing the true will means. And that's what people still don't understand in massive enough numbers. Let's go to Daniel in Ohio. Daniel, you're live on What on Earth is Happening. Welcome.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Coming in loud and clear.
Mark, I just wanted to thank you for all the work that you've done. I've worked my way through your podcast twice now, and it's really just helped me see this world for what it really is. You, Lennon Honor, and Dr. Jim Byrne on YouTube. I mean, you guys have just completely turned my life around in almost inexplicable terms. But what I was calling today...
Thank you for that compliment, and I consider myself in good company with those gentlemen that you just mentioned.
I mean, I thank you so much for introducing me to Lennon Honor. His Vision of Manhood podcast is good for anyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, just brilliant work. Brilliant. I can't recommend Lennon highly enough.
It's really good stuff.
I want to just say I like the way you thanked me for what I do. I helped you to wake yourself up. I didn't do it for you. You did it by an act of your will.
Yes, sir. You
did that. All I did was say, hey, you might want to take a look at this. That's all. I'm just an aggregator of the grammar that's out there, of the basic building blocks of information that people really need to take into themselves if they want to wake themselves up. And, that's what my work is here to do. And it is hard work. It's not easy. I put so much time. People don't see the amount of time that goes into this. I've sacrificed a good portion of my life to do this work.
And it shows.
These things don't just get made, nothing just happens by accident. You have to sit, you have to do the research, you have to organize it logically, you have to do the graphics, you have to do the text. I mean, it's not something that just happens automatically. Every single thing on my website, ladies and gentlemen, I put up there myself. I don't have a webmaster. I mean, thank God I learned this, the communication skills and the computer skills to do that. That's what I basically do for making fake money. I do tutoring and, technical support work and building websites and stuff like that. But, thank God that background is there, and I can do that. But people think that just happens magically on its own. That's hard work, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a lot of time to get done that most people are paid a lot of money to do. I receive no compensation for that work. So, except in the form of voluntary donations if people find value in it, and that's fine. If they want to contribute, I won't turn down a donation. I do have a donation button on the page to help assist me with the expenses of daily life and helping contribute to the household in which I live. So, I just want to thank you, Daniel, for the way you phrased that. And you said, I simply assisted in that process. You did the work to wake yourself up. I was an assistant in that work. That's what an alchemist really is, an assistant to the great work.
Definitely. And you might want to do like Lennon did, like he made an affirmation to the universe that, because of the work that he's done and because of the people that he knows he has helped, that he knows that he deserves for the people that he has helped, for them to help him out monetarily. Sure. Because this is something that we unfortunately need in this crazy world.
And people like myself and Lennon, we will roll most of that back into the work that we are doing. You think this doesn't require equipment? You think it doesn't require buying DVDs? It doesn't require printer ink? It doesn't require a fast internet connection, which I laughingly call my internet connection fast. It's not, nothing but, it's not a real modern high-speed internet connection, this crappy DSL line that I suffer through because fiber optic internet hasn't come into my neighborhood yet, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, we do deserve some abundance in our life to help us to do this work because we're a few of the few people who are actually doing it.